Hello everyone and welcome back. It's me, TrophyWife, and today we're going to be playing Autopsy Simulator. It's a new game that's on Steam. I'll put the link in the description below, but let's get started. Is that my name?
Office of the Medical Examiner, Pete'sville. Dr. Jack Hanman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious. For the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife.
Jeez.
Damn journalists. They don't let me work.
You're an angry.
God damn it. I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
Hi, this is Kate Brooks, reporter for New Orleans Weekly. Come find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you're avoiding me. Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write and commemorate your wife's achievements. Well, I don't see anything wrong with commemorating her
They
achievements.
definitely pay me too little for this.
How do I open the drawers? Oh, we like to drink. Okay, cool. Shutting. What's in here? Nothing.
It won't be needed for the next few months. Stephen didn't clean up after himself again. Wednesday. It's not my favorite day, although it's certainly better than Monday. Awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine.
Is that my wife? Is that my wife? Oh, God, no. No, thank you. Alright. Oh, I got an achievement. Is that telling me there was someone gonna come in? I'd be like, nope, not today. Oh, lipstick.
Another kidnapping this month.
I mean, we might as well open the drawer. Okay. Push it back in. Let's see. Where's the bathroom? Oh, I guess... bathroom? This is a dirty bathroom. I'd never keep my pills in here.
Okay, time to pull myself together.
No water?
And get back to work.
Okie dokie.
I need to set up the camera first.
Out of order. The laboratory.
But the word is, the lab will be open tomorrow.
Wait, I want to see. Can I run? No. No running. What's this room?
Let's hope I'm not caught short this evening.
Social room. What does that mean?
This place is starting to look like a hole. Now remember, Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time.
How do we still have a job? Oh, that looks like it's going to be important later. Can I not? Okay. Gonna go recording. I have it, so it should be safe
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
for streaming. No nudity. Yep, see? Blurs. So we should be fine.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame. This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today,
Welcome.
you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal.
Yeah. Can't see that weenie. Got that weenie all covered up.
It's been a while since the eye wash in this
What?
thing's changed. It's probably a... Let's start.
Oh.
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp
Yeah.
accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea. The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something
Why
like
the
I do
right?
all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself. Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be.
That must be my wife. But what
I
about...
wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work.
Alright, what else we got over here? A fax machine. I input on gloves, apron. Oh, police file.
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket.
Cool, cool. Can I... Okay. Deceased, Toby, homeless, unemployed. Okay. Oh, and this. I forgot
The
this.
deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years. That's it.
Okay.
It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves. Now it's
Gloves.
our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
It's not
it's
very
in here
professional
somewhere.
of you when you have a video
There you
thing
are.
already
I
rolling.
knew it was here somewhere.
All
As
right,
I
let's take
mentioned
some
at the
pictures.
beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame. Voila! Now we move on to the next step, looking for traces. Take your time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
I hope there's nothing wrong with his pee-pee because, well, we're not going to get that today. I'm trying to take... Oh, I need to zoom. Okay, cool, cool.
The boiler-healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
I mean, his feet are disgusting.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite. Probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Ooh. Alright, let's see. Hopefully he doesn't move while I'm doing this, because that would be really terrifying.
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite?
Yeah, everything on him is kind of... He got boo-boo on his head.
That's something interesting. It will be necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
So what I think is, he got tired,
In a
and
moment, we
he
will check
fell
which of our
and
initial
hit his head.
observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that,
Or he was
I
drunk.
need to write down some basic data.
So I think that's what happened. He fell and hit his head and died.
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
It'd be funny. I'm just like, block, block, don't look at this. Do I need... I guess that's a good... Alright, cool. Alright, sir.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass.
What do I need?
knife.
It just says perform the
I
autopsy.
guess I
It
forgot to
doesn't...
clean the knife.
I gotta clean the... Oh my gosh.
Scalpel, scissor.
Okay. So what do I do?
Personal
Oh.
information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see,
Oh,
I
we're in
note everything down on
1991?
previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier.
I want to know what
For
this
this,
means.
you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Oh, my tab. Magnifying.
Which spot first? It looks like a burn mark. No doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Okay. Yeah, because it's old.
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
That is black.
I can confirm
And
the presence of
corroded?
ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell. And this was an accident just waiting to happen.
I told you he got drunk and fell and hit his head. Now how do I... Oh.
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite,
Oh.
abrasions, and
Oh,
blisters.
gosh.
Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all.
Oh, no.
So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds,
His
but only one
knees.
serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Our notes are over here. What is this? Out of order? What? Highlight the previous wounds on the mannequin. Clipboard. Oh, where's my clipboard? Where did I put my clipboard? Do 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 do. Oh wait.
First,
Shift.
I marked the location of the
This
head
one.
wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first.
We'll go down the list of
We're not in
hands,
frost
feet, and then
season
we'll do
yet.
that one last because I don't think
High
it matters.
humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite. If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. Even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. As you can see,
I'm gonna
we
say
don't
head
have much to
wound.
go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death, and considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Okay, so I think that's good. We're good.
We still have one thing left from the basics.
Oh, what is
Rigor
this?
mortis.
How do I tell if he's got rigor
Well,
mortis?
We take our deceased by the hand, gradually re-raise it.
I don't know if I like that very much. Why? Why does it take... What is this?
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose.
So no
What's the
rigor mortis.
conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
I hate it.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw. The cut is made from ear to ear.
This is definitely going to be where I get in trouble with YouTube.
After which,
But I guess we'll
remove
see.
the skin and the top of the skull.
What do I do? Oh.
After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's
so
cerebral
jiggly.
gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section.
Oh, God. I didn't think it would go this deep.
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Oh, yes. My wonderful cutting board.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us. So far, so good.
We'll have to do another cut, aren't we?
Hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
So we didn't fall and die from a head injury?
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
Did he just go to sleep while drunk and die from freezing?
Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs. I grab a scalpel from my kit. The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall. Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Oh, boy. What did I not? What do I do? Oh.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
Loppers.
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly
It
notice
looks like
two
he
things.
froze.
Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs. We can see widespread black. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation. What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
Samples of what?
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. Now from the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid.
Oh.
Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse. 5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it.
I wonder how much
Now we take our
research they had
samples
to
to the
do.
centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
No, this is when the body's gonna get up. I don't need to go. I should have stayed in the room with it.
This whole thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
Is it gone?
Let's get back to the examination.
Let's make sure there's nothing down the hallway.
We put all of the samples into the rotor. Now, we set the appropriate time and speed.
What's the appropriate time? I don't know. How am I supposed to know? Oh wait. Well, that's not right. My notes. 15 minutes, 70%. That is hard to see. I think that's 15.
Okay, let's roll. My old but trusted centrifuge.
Okay, now what?
Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to
Perform the
during an
toxology
autopsy.
test.
Ah,
Oh no, what's
shit.
happening?
The fuses again.
No. No, this is the worst. No.
My old but trusted
I thought I
centrifuge.
could get it out. What do I
Ideal
do?
for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy.
It just brings up alcohol tests. I don't like the lights flickering. Oh. What do I do? Do I like syringe it? Do I just grab that? Okay, I guess neither. None of the above. Maybe we go to... Oh!
Where were we? Oh yes, the blood alcohol concentration. Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all.
So, like, what is it then?
Let's go further. We will now focus
so
on the
scared to turn around.
cardiovascular system, specifically the heart.
We're gonna be turned from the doors and the bad thing was out there.
We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements
It
that
doesn't
stand
look
out
like
as
there's any.
abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine.
I mean,
the pulmonary
unless
trunk and
this-
aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological
And it
changes that
jiggles.
would have contributed to Toby's death.
Jiggle jiggle. Okay.
Now let's take a closer look at the stomach.
Alright.
Size is normal, healthy,
How is everything
color.
healthy? Jiggle jiggle.
and as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We
But
must now cut it open and inspect inside.
I don't wanna.
We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
What if I don't? I love how we use
We
this
open the
cutting
stomach
board
along
for
the
it all of
greater
it.
curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
Yummy.
Okay, large amount of gas, small amounts of yellow, grayish food content,
What?
resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Same as usual.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is...
Oh, so we
Couldn't have
got
been suffocation, could it? I'll add
throat
this to the
and
list
butthole.
and move on to the deceased's neck.
Okay.
At first glance,
Oh.
the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach.
It jiggles so
The external
much.
inspection doesn't
Jiggle,
tell
jiggle,
us
jiggle.
anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
I'm such a child. Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision.
Yes, which I am not good
To
at.
be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
Good thing this, like, if I swerve, it doesn't swerve, you know what I mean?
And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea.
He
It's
choked.
time to summarize the whole thing.
Okay. Making sure there's no one in this room with me.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation,
asphyxiated.
it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back.
Oh. Okay,
Then
well that
the
makes
gastric
sense.
contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death. That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
What a horrible way to go. I mean, if he was asleep, did he feel any pain? Accidental?
And now it's all clear. The death was the mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up.
There we go. My actual first name and a breakup of my last name. But we did it. We signed it.
For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps.
We don't need to put the stuff back inside? I guess not. It would go in, not autopsy,
And then
but
we sew the deceased back up.
what is it? It
I'm
would
using
go
the
to the...
baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do.
Oh. Oh yeah, so quick. I totally did all that.
Beautiful. Now we say goodbye to the deceased
Don't we need to put
and
his
put them
head back
safely in the
on?
fridge, ready for the next stage of their
I'm
journey.
so nervous. How do I put it in the fridge? Which one? I just pick it up? Oh. Shut that
God,
door.
I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
But don't we need to clean up all this mess? Head to your car. I don't want to because last time I went around that corner there was something scary. Oh wait, don't we need to turn this off? We're just gonna leave it run. Alright, cool. I don't care. I'm so scared.
I'll call Stephen.
Because something's bound to
Trucking
happen.
along today.
Oh, nothing happened? Okay, well that was just the prologue. So... Oh, we're still playing. Is this gonna be my wife? Oh, that wasn't scary. Oh. You got head injury. Goodbye, cruel world. We're going down. I'm yelling timber.
Forgive me.
I'm gonna say he killed his wife.
What?
Who sleeps with shoes on?
Christ. What a dream. Fuck.
Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video here. We will continue chapter 1 in our next video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how you But you think about it, I think this is going to follow like more of a Autopsy of Jane Doe situation, not too like jumpy horror, more like atmospheric horror. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.